Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our third map. Machine and Henry G, the commentators for this one. I don't know why I'm referring to myself in the third person. Clearly a narcissist, clearly.
Yes.
No doubt about that. Anyway, egotistical idiots aside, we do have a big game ahead of us. And in fact, a little bit of ego between the two bruised after the first two maps. Overpass, of course, it was Fnatic. They picked it. They surprised them in more ways than one. Not only the veto, but the strategies involved. Inferno, a different story.
Absolutely.
Mirage, however, is our little final treat to find out who's playing Astralis.
Well, hopefully both teams now got warmed up. They're feeling themselves, and they can actually bring a really competitive 30-round game. Maybe a bit of overtime, Alex, as I speculated before. Got a feeling it's going to get there as well. This is where you'll see the big clutches. We see JW let off the leash. This is where it gets exciting. Yeah,
and Flush has just been in his zone the whole way through. Yes. So we've got ourselves a nice clash of these talents. Stewie as well, finding his footing on the end stages of that second map. Yeah, it took him a map and a half to find it, but now an important and integral component of the Liquid machine is well oiled.
He'll be AWPing on Mirage as well, so watch out for that. His AWP looks pretty decent actually on the second stages of Inferno, so hopefully he can live up and deliver.
Now, something worth mentioning before we jump into our third map and find out who will be playing Astralis as they cut each other in the server, a reminder that there is going to be something pretty sharp elsewhere. It's going to be ECS After Dark. Now, join Parla players and talent on ECS After Dark. It's the post-game show where we try and get to know the characters in the community a little more. They also have international recording artist Wayne John Bob here.
No way.
Wayne John Bob.
He's in the building.
He is, to provide musical accompaniment, and it's right here, straight after today's matches. You can watch all of that exclusively on caffeine.tv/faceit. That's caffeine, that's CAFFEINE.tv.
That's right after this game as well. So don't go anywhere. Make sure as soon as this game finishes, you're going to want to hear from the players, you're going to hear from the talent, see what everyone's been up to. I believe we've got some very special guests as well, so that's going to be exciting. So make sure you tune in for it. It's always a lot of fun. It's a lot more casual and exciting. You'll see some fireworks go off, I'm sure.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I can wear my normal people clothes.
You can wear whatever you like, sweetheart.
Oh my goodness. Not according to those on Twitter, but that's a conversation for another time. No? Bite my tongue, bite my tongue. I certainly can't repeat what they've said, but
exactly.
We have got Mirage. And actually, the point we were making before, if you have just joined us, welcome. But we were talking about Mirage showing up in what seems to be one of the few times we've actually seen it here in Texas. I did get corrected as well on Twitter, that wallbang from Elige that I was talking about, it has connected before. There was an example kill versus FaZe. I believe he caught Rain with that very wallbang. So there's obviously rhyme behind the reason, and it has found kills, not necessarily just damage.
Yeah, that's what I want to see that happen. I want to see some more innovative plays on Mirage. Like, Mirage is the kind of quintessential map that's cookie cutter at this point. Every team plays it the same way. We've seen pretty much everything that can be done. The one I referenced earlier was the Astralis smoke top and middle on the CT side. That's about as exciting as it's got in the last year or so. We haven't really seen that many developments, but hopefully these two teams can deliver. Ladies and gentlemen, your final map of the day. Let me hear what you got! That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I'll give you 60%. Let's see if you can get any better as Liquid look to chart things off with a bang here on the pistol. Our third map, and already a double look from the CTs. It's going to be Crimson JW responsible for middle. And a Molotov on the pistol, that's going to enable them to completely nullify window, but Flusha, he's holding the line and he's holding it beautifully. A double kill to start it off, and another one. First bullet that leaves the pistol of Golden. It's the Golden gun, perhaps, and another second. Not quite as neat and tidy, but the job is the same. Nitro's left in a 1 versus 4. Wishing he had found the final bullet into Golden would have made it a little more manageable, but this just seems like too much for him to chew on.
Yeah, I don't think he's got much of a chance here. It's Flusha aggressive towards Short that opened things up, and it'll be Golden to close things down. 5 frags between the two of them. Impressive scenes there, and the third and final map. Last game of the day as well, looking to play Astralis in that grand final. So that's a fantastic bit of work here from Flush. You can see him holding at the P2000. It's got that tap potential here, and we'll see him live up to expectations. He's been phenomenal all tournament long, and he continues to look devastating here on Mirage.
It's not just his aim, it's not just his movement, but something else that, we had Launders fanboying over Flusha, saying he's the best player in the world and then regretting how much he fanboyed. But there is so much to it. It was also the fact that he had such a quick reaction time attached to all of this. So many pros, so damn good, and that clearly is the end of me stating the obvious. So instead, just Glocks and a run boost does get them out of middle without too much resistance. Now the resistance arrives. It's the form of JW with his M4, and he can just massacre. Supportive flashes arriving, and only one member of Team Liquid wasn't flashed as they fell.
Well, there you go then. Very effective scenes there as Fnatic have a clean sweep. They know the AKs are coming out now. In terms of their general setup, they do have a decent plethora of rifles. You can see they've got one M4 in the hands of JW, a couple of FAMASs as well for Flusha and Crims, MP9s for the remaining two players there. So Not many options in terms of aggression on the CT side of Mirage, but how can they make this one work? I'm sure they've got some tricks up their sleeve. This is the smoke we were talking about before. That's going towards top and middle. We'll see whether that's going to be effective enough for them to actually push up and find this first kill.
Didn't quite go where it was supposed to.
No, it did not, did it? Not at all.
Full control of middle. Fortunately, there wasn't a push up top middle that typically follows that smoke.
Well, I like that idea though. The fact you were going to smoke top of it and suggest you're getting aggressive, then they're going to have to use their utility. The little they have on the T side, considering the stage of the game we're in so far, but the smoke not landing at all allows Liquid to get full mid control. And that's always the thing we talk about here on Mirage, as they make their way towards that connector, looking for any sort of boosts, and he plays in towards connector. Crims is known to be in that position almost every single round. He is the master of that spot. But for now, 2 on 1 smoke remains, and they'll have to go for a contact play here. JW jumping for information. He spots a couple of players there, and he calls for the backup. Great shot from Brolan.
That's long range, yeah, with the MP9, and they're trying to bait in that there's only one under the balcony. Flusha does have the element of surprise and manages to connect the first. Twist could have got caught as well if it wasn't for Naf doing spectacular work from Palace. Elige does the same elsewhere. Golden yet to fall, but this one looks like it's nothing but a formality. Weapons and numbers, including the numbers on that bomb as they continue to tick away.
Yeah, it was a decent effort there, especially from Brolan with range at the MP9 as well. They had a double stack towards Shadow. Could have been a lot better for them, but unfortunately Liquid is overwhelmed with their firepower, and Golden will be taken care of as well. The first round for Liquid, pretty convincing, 1 and 3 players surviving, but still going to be money there for the Fnatic side. There'll be compromises for sure, be more of the same. They'll have a couple of rifles, SMGs, maybe a scout thrown into the mix, considering how JW has been performing that weapon. They do have the option to partially buy into this one as well. They don't have to go all in, but the way the game's played today, it feels like every round is a force buy at this point. But I can see Deagles being purchased, so maybe the more conservative approach is being presented here. And indeed it is. It's actually pretty much an eco, just 2 players with Kevlar, and it means they can actually bring out everything they need going forward. Looking at bigger picture right now, there's no need to panic. This will just go 2-2, and they'll be into the gun rounds next.
I don't want to say it's out of character, because that's probably just a bit,
it kind of is,
hyperbole,
you know,
but yeah.
Like you would expect, especially at that sort of money, like it's a pretty respectable buy considering they're not established at all on the T side. You can see if they did win this round of a force buy, they would shut down the finances of Liquid, then they would have control. But it is a high risk play. You're better off in the third and final map displaying the percentages and looking to win games with your rifles and your defaults you practice instead of trying to take massive gambles.
Lovely maneuvers from Brolan. Not only does he get the information, he comes back for a taste and, well, just give Twists a lick, down to 75. That's a lovely coordinated assault, though. They regain control of ramp, and Twists not letting go of W just yet. Does get himself all the way out to Tetris. Crims, though, takes the first, a chance for the second. Cuts good damage into Nitro, but hits the crouch key, and the bullets over the top of his head. Golden will finish, though, what Crims started. And actually just the one bullet connecting into Naf from Palace. The round prior, where Naf did so much work from Palace, getting that triple kill in the end to secure the first. Now the second for Liquid as we get ourselves back to an even keel, and now it's time to see if that extra round, that extra finance injection is going to pay off for Fnatic.
Well, JW has the AWP. They have an organ hands of Brolan. Don't see that weapon too often these days, but it's very effective on a map like Mirage. Big round here.
It depends where they put him. I'm interested to know if he's going to, because he's been playing close. Do you want to play close, especially considering the changes to the Org's hipfire? I mean, it's interesting. See what Brolan ends up doing and how it works out for him. A fire up, straight up to the top of middle. It's Crims. Does he really want to re-peek? Of course he does. First blood and then some, but Stewie straight ahead, spearhead of this assault. He's so deep into B. They're going to have to respect it. Golden, he seems to be fully aware of it, but Twist can now apply pressure from elsewhere. Golden's already tagged. The smoke's only going to keep him alive for so much longer as finally Twist will catch him. JW with some aggressive maneuvers of his own does enable him to find somewhat of a level stead. Oh, Naf. That only works with the Krieg, especially that efficiently. Now just Crims. He's already on for a 2K and now looking to do that again. A smoke, a Molotov. No kit, unfortunately. Maybe one on the site. I didn't quite catch a glimpse. But this seems all too good for Liquid. There's the Molotov.
Yeah, trying to flush him out. It's going to work out quite nicely. Crims is just so good. Now in the 1 versus 1 against Twist, and did he spot him? Not quite. He tuck himself in the corner. It's a nice move here from Twist, and he will manage to get the final kill as well. Comes right down to the wire there. It started with that mid push from Crims. A couple of kills found, but Golden, he couldn't hold on to the lead there. He managed to get himself stuck in towards the corner towards Van, and at that stage, he was taken down eventually. Twist knew he was there. It was just a matter of time before he found him, and that was a great shot from Naf. Manages to get that Krieg out and take down the AWPer as well. That's nuts. Didn't even use the scope there.
I assumed he did. I mean, I just figured that there was no way in which he could have been so precise with such a small gap, but made it work. And now back to the pistols. Fnatic having to swallow their pride after their pistol victory.
Indeed, this is pretty much full eco once again. 3-2 down. Desert Eagles are out. It's a viable map for the pistol, but without the armor and utility, it's unlikely they'll do much of this. They have one flashbang, suggests they'll be coordinating some sort of assault, usually towards middle, but they're not stacked in any particular position right now. Holding up in a pretty default formation. That goes for both teams right now, as Brolan does get flashed in towards A ramp. No one there to receive.
Leech will hear that. Oh, and now he's got to pick his poison. 2 opportunities for a frag, and Golden actually gets one. Now Crim's another. Things starting to spiral downwards for Liquid in this round. Still plenty of time to stabilize, and Twisty's making no secret of his presence in B. He wants to try and pick the pace up here. They think they have the timing, and they do. They're right to do so. Already he gets himself into B, and now they have 50 seconds to play with a whole lot more of the map open. CTs need to be hunted down, and Golden, he was their golden goose. The rifle's gone, the Kevlar's gone, and now the frags start to flurry in for Liquid. 2, bomb down. Only pistols, a Kevlar vest for Crims, but this one looks like it's sealed.
It was a great start there, a couple of pistol frags, but choosing to go towards B, knowing they spotted multiple players towards the A side of the map there. They managed to get through, find 2 very important kills, and it looks like things are starting to stabilize now. They're the ones with the utility. They can drop the Molotovs towards window, they can smoke off the key choke points. Naflight is making sure everything's calm here as he holds towards the Bartman's position, as we're calling the B apartments now.
Yeah, I like it, Bartman.
And at this stage, we'll see if this is where Team Liquid can keep 3 players alive. A little bit of an uncomfortable round, but overall managed to fend off the eco there. That would have been disastrous to give that one up. And now it's up to the CTs to try and see if they can lock them in. Maybe find some weapons at the end of this round, but you can't survive the blast in that position. And will the CTs force the issue? Brolan will have to go, and he'll get 1. Ooh. Not even that, and he would have gone down regardless. So decent effort. Not really much to write home about apart from these great kills from Golden there. There was a second frag towards the A side of the map. That was courtesy of Crims. Looked like it was enough. They pushed him in towards B side, but that shot from Nitro, that sealed the deal. That got them right back in the round.
That was it. And I mean, you can see just how differently that looks. If Golden doesn't go down immediately,
yes,
those 2 players in apps, they can't acknowledge the flank. Naf's not checking his back because he's still focused on that short player.
Yep.
That quick kill from Nitro did really guarantee the take onto B. So 4 rounds now to Liquid. And in this timeout, it's a chance for Samuelsson to be on that microphone. Haven't seen too many of these, actually, throughout this series.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. There hasn't been many tactical timeouts at all. Considering the landslide scorelines we've had as well, you'd think we'd see a bit more of this, but both teams apparently very comfortable from a tactical point of view. And we'll get into the next round. So, that was the eco from Fnatic. They do have a full buy once again. All about the JW. He had to really come online with the weapon. AK with him in the hands of Crims. That's a nice recovery. Smokes deployed.
Smooth from flusha, and they are on their way to middle as well. Flash could not have been better timed to get Elige across there without the info. Of course, it's info in itself that you have no info in the wonderful world of Counter-Strike.
Indeed. It's going to be an A-side attack here. Maybe an execution from Liquid. Haven't seen one for them yet. Been lots of defaults, lots of fast plays. 3 players outside the A ramp right now. We've got Stewie 2K. We said it'd be Orping on Mirage. He's got that very weapon towards the Palace position right now as Elige will just flush out the connector spot. Make sure Crims isn't up to his usual antics here, and he'll find an opening kill as well. JW going to be tested here.
Smoke's good for him to have an angle over it, but that's likely going to be pre-fired, and there you can see the suppressing bullets coming out now. Force JW off as the bomb can go down completely uncontested. Look how serene that experience is.
Picture perfect, really. Such a brilliant round of CS there. You've got Elige getting the opening frag, shuts that prospect down, and the bomb's planted. Now a 4 versus 3. No kits available right now, but they are going to go for this Beluxus thing. We've got 2 players towards CT. Flash is being exchanged at this point. Molotov still there for the defuse, and we'll see if Elige can continue his great run so far in this round. There's the Molotov. Is it enough?
It's going to be pushed and not respected by Golden, but caught leaping. Just JW now Likely going to want to keep hold of that AWP, maybe catch Twist on the way out. It was a hard shot to hit, and so he'll just try and keep hold of his weapon. It's not necessarily a guarantee, though, because look, Naf, knife out. He's already got himself in the hidey hole. JW, oh, he has to go for the hero no-scope.
That would have been so nuts if he pulled that one off, but his days were numbered. They knew he was locked in towards CT spawn there. That's such a great round for Liquid. So how did Elige actually get this kill? It was towards window.
Right.
So Brolan was in that position. His teammates are ready towards A, and as soon as they commit, the smokes go down, the bombs planted. Really nice round there, and nothing the CTs could do to even challenge that. They lose absolutely everyone in the process, and at this stage, it looks like Fnatic will be on yet another eco here. A bit more of a partial bias, I suppose, with the Scout and the MP9 out, but still getting overwhelmed here. 5-2 down on the CT side of Mirage after winning that pistol as well.
Yeah, Liquid really were undaunted, unfazed by the opening 2 from the Swedes, and now it does seem like this map is firmly in their grasp. But a Fnatic win with just Deagles and SMGs, a Scout, that's what ignites the flare that we enjoy watching so much. Will there be more resistance to come? My God! Does he have his nose pressed to the monitor? Because I can't see anything. Great shot. Headshot into Nitro. Gives them the start of potentially a very important round here.
They've come close to a few upsets, these sort of setups. Remember that 5-on-3 they had, it all fell apart on this side of the map towards B. Elige is down to 10 as well. A nice boost for Golden. And the bomb makes its way back towards T-spawn at this point. So they're going to finish up towards A, and that's the correct move. You can see a B stack there from the CT side towards the B bomb site.
Is there anyone to get info early on A? There's nothing.
There's Brolan with an MP9. That's about it.
I mean, he could have a little investigation on top of stairs, catch a glimpse on ramp. That's pretty much the only way in which this information is gathered before the full walk-in. Will they go silent? It's possible. Seems like a contact play actually coming in from them now. Bron, you can see he's investigating. Well, that's one way to get the info. A bullet lodged into his skull, courtesy of Elige.
Yeah, with 10 HP no less as well. So 4-on-4, still a slight chance here for Fnatic, but that chance is shrinking by the second. As soon as that bomb goes down, they'll have a very difficult order in front of them. And still, JW delivering the headshots here with the Desert Eagle. They're actually looking quite deadly here, Fnatic. 14 seconds remain. The bombs are being planted. This can be denied at this point. 2 players on 10 HP, but still they find the kills here. 2-on-2. Bomb down, and now does JW. He still has a fighting chance here, down to the 1-on-1, Alex.
Twister's only got 4 HP. So much hard work from Fnatic, and he can profit. JW! Wonderful scenes from him. Fnatic as a whole, they work together. That only works because of the damage dealt to Twist. JW was low himself. Spectacular to find the third, and this is what I was talking about. That's going to ignite a fire in their belly.
That's ridiculous. The fact there was an opening pick from Elige there, it looked like the bomb was going to be planted, no problem. They started to run out of time, though. Bang. The scout shot connects. Flasher opening things up there. We'll slow that one right down, have a look at it. Look, that's beautiful. And JW, 4 kills in total, of course. Open things up. You think, okay, that's probably all he gets. But, of course, he closes things out, no problem whatsoever. Second kill there, and then he knows Twist is low. Just pre-firing every position, trying to find out where he is. Gets the wall bang, gets the defuse. 5-3, Fnatic right back in this one now.
I've got a feeling we could be seeing that 5-5. Let's see if Liquid can stabilize immediately. Out to middle they go. And Crims challenging from Connector. A sentence almost every caster must utter in Fnatic CT side Mirage.
It's a very good point. He'll be there pretty much every single round and normally doing a very good job. Smoked out for now, JW rattles off a shot towards top of middle. Damage being exchanged, his Nitro down to 49. Smoking Connector now. Plenty of time as Elige tries to pull a frag back in their favor. The smoke connects. In terms of their setup, the bomb's still down towards T-spawn, so this is just them trying to get Connector control, try and find a pick if they can, and Elige, he'll get it. Takes the AWP down as well.
Yeah, that's a very hard fight to win. Makes it look easy, though. Now, what's that utility being expended towards A? Is this just smoke and mirrors? It does seem to be pressure applied towards A. Brolan dancing. He does have some support, though, and he can see the weapon. Crims has to transfer, and he does. Wow. Seamless. Perfect. And the fourth for Fnatic, unless Elige can do something absurd. He knows nothing. Absolutely nothing, because his brain's been splattered across the walls of Connector.
It really has. And this is Fnatic really coming online now. This is where we go the full distance. This is the map that's going to deliver. No landslides here, and it will be Fnatic fully in control of this situation in terms of finances. We are going to see Brolan there. That's a great shot with the AUG. And Crims, he did spot that initial player, Stewie 2K first, but had to ignore him. Go for the first, then the transfer. Flash up. Closes things out in a clinical manner. And we'll have a pretty much full eco here. Just some upgraded pistols, one smoke, couple of flashes. Objective to get that bomb down if possible as they send 5 players towards B. Not going to be rushing it. Going to wait for the initial utility to come through and then just try and flash over, see if there's anything that can be done here.
So it's clear that flusha's been doing his homework more than JW because that top mid smoke was perfect.
There we go. Oh, nade is absolutely devastating.
Out they go regardless, and with the first frag drawn, it's down to flusha, and he's got no issues with the first 2. Stewie causes trouble though. And into the site, my goodness, with a bomb plant as well. Now they're picking up weapons. Liquid, they can make this a bit awkward. Sweaty palms, but not for Brollan, as it's a perfect and precise nade into Naf. Just down to Elige then. Bomb planted. Liquid, they feel like they're probably happy with what they've already managed to pull out of this round. A couple of kills and a bomb plant with very little thrown into the round.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted out that one. Sure, it could have been a little bit closer, I suppose, to the advantages they found, but couldn't really kind of gather the weapons and get in decent positions there. You saw 2 nades come through and find kills there, so it did a lot of damage at the very start. The initial HE just devastated them. They couldn't really do much more than find a couple of kills and get the bomb down, which is all they really wanted there. They get the extra money, and now they're back into the gun round 2 with no AWP on the T side. They can have 3 Kriegs, 2 AKs, which is absolutely fine, more than serviceable, as we do go 5-5. AWP still for JW here, 10 frags to his name. Smoke from Naf towards mid.
It's a little late, wants to give Stewie a chance to establish some line. As it's Crims extinguishing the molly, that's just going to be something for him to play around should he hear the steps or have the call made that they want to aggress into middle. For now, just passive. Everything has been so refined on Mirage. Just seeing the little details, the fact that the Stewie repeatedly will put a couple of bullets jumping on top of those mid boxes to find that line towards the connector corner. A re-smoke in towards the window, and so much utility being expended, and that's enough of a cue for Crims. Throws bullets down range and straight into Elige.
Yeah, great opening pick, and there's only 1 smoke remaining on the T side. They're going to have to go for a contact play here at the A ramp, and Brollan, he's getting in position to shut that down. Gets himself towards Shadow for now, but actually vaults up the ladder. Stewie CK pulls one back, and now you can see Brollan trying to work out what's happening here. What's the next play from Liquid? Apparently, it's fragged and brutal aggression towards the A side of the map.
Crims, he's in the perfect position. He's managed to sneak towards the triple box, and therefore the utility thrown towards CT won't bother him. The bullets from Nitro will, though. Now just 2, Golden and flusha. They can't stop this bomb from going down. Certainly now with a safe plant spot adopted, and now with Palace and default lines held. God, what do you do? Likely another round for Liquid. A fantastic performance as they take the A side. They've had a lot of success over there.
They really have. That's been their most valuable part of the map for sure. They've looked very strong. They've managed to trade out kills effectively. Remember, they had no utility making their way towards A there. They expended most of it towards middle, had to walk in with the contact play, nailing the shots, splitting between the A ramp and of course, the Palace position. And at that stage, nothing could be done. Headshots were found. Brollan,
I mean, Naf's molly screwed him there. Yeah. And straight up, just as Twist was about to start that campaign out ramp, the Flames arrived and forced Brollan to take that fight at an inopportune moment. So the 6th for Liquid, they respond after 3 off the bat from Fnatic. 6-5. We have got ourselves a fantastic 3rd map ahead. Tell your friends, ECS Season 8, they need to find out who will join Astralis in the grand finals tomorrow. Let's see it from Twist POV. So yeah, Brollan just forced into the open by that Flame.
Yeah, exactly that. Working together, synergizing well, and it will be the lead for Liquid now, 6-5. But they did save the AUWP and the M4 there, so still a buy available with all the bells and whistles attached to it. They've got all the utility they could possibly ask for. Diffuse kits across the board as well, and a little bit of cash left over. 3,400 for Brollan, as JW looks for the mid-cross. Always going to be smoked off. Has to try and stop their assault towards short, focusing towards the mid-boxes for now. Will he be given an opportunity? They are jumping around that smoke. Good nade.
And that nade could only be the beginning for the pain train. The molly arrives, forced as a smoke. Plenty of information, and now actually Liquid truly on the back foot. Stewie and Elige, who are just going to have to ride this smoke out before they can continue. Another teammate joins them this time. It's the healthy Nitro. I saw Nitro in Crocs yesterday.
They were stylish Crocs. They were
like,
padded.
They looked good. They had like fur insides.
Yeah, I really liked them.
He kind of made me Want a pair? I can't believe I'm saying it. Nitro made me want a pair of Crocs.
I don't mind that.
That's the reality I'm living in.
I feel like you should realize that. You should make sure that you should make that happen.
Yeah, I'll wear them on broadcast. That would give some more fuel to the Twitter fire, wouldn't it?
It absolutely would.
Here we go. Nice line from JW. Oh no, it's the barrel. It's not the body. And so pulling the trigger, that's actually going to incite some aggression out of Liquid. Look at them. They're charging straight down into the site, and with Golden plucking them out of the air. The second can't even get his feet on the ground, and this one's a clean one. Nothing they can do. JW with a lovely two-piece to wrap it all up.
Yeah, 5 players survived that. It's going to be all tied up here. It's the B approach from Liquid that is a little bit underwhelming towards the end. They barely broke through the main choke point, shut down by the initial utility here. It cost them so much HP. That HE grenade actually managed to do like 100 damage towards top of middle. Then they extinguish Molotovs and then make their way towards B. Pretty lackluster approach, and you can see JW and Golden handling it no problem whatsoever. They knew exactly what was happening there. And now we'll have a look at the finances for Team Liquid. They do have 3 Kriegs for now. 3,800 for Elige, Nitro, 3K. He'll probably be down to a Galil. But we do have a tactical timeout now for the North Americans. Third and final map here. Astralis, I'm sure they're watching. They're already in the grand final, working out who their opposition will be.
Still see more UMPs. Maybe I'm making it up, but I do want someone to trawl through the HLTV weapon stats just to see if we are seeing an influx in that SMG in particular.
Yeah,
it's like they've swapped the MAC-10 for the UMP. What happened to the MAC-10? Someone decided, like, yes, it's great, but for an extra 100 and X bucks, you can get that plus armor pen plus range. You know, like the damage fall off of the MAC-10 is a bit poo-poo.
I thought it would be like Galil by default for that sort of buy, but he obviously wants all the utility to go with it. And here's Crims now, and towards that underpass position. Elige more than ready for it. He'll find the opening pick. There's no response there. They can put the brakes on now and see if there's any sort of reaction from the CT side. Well, they push towards B. That's normally the go-to stance when you lose a frag like this. And in terms of the CTs, they're not really doing too much right now. They are going to push towards short, so trying to get anything they can back at this stage.
With Elige just propped up now.
Yeah, he can focus towards short. Eventually make his way towards window once they commit towards A.
It's such a powerful, like, linchpin in your assault on A.
Just when all the attention's gathered, you can sacrifice this player for now, considering you have a 5-on-4. Stewie 2K to focus towards Connector, and Elige will come online later on, once the bomb's been committed.
And they've got time to really just rot that clock down now. You know, they don't have to panic too much. They've got their ace up their sleeve established. Of course, if Elige does get caught by some CT investigations, this whole castle comes crumbling down. And so it begins.
Good incendiary set up. Will it be enough? One player already broken through.
Yeah, look at Naf. He's already towards the Tetris. He will start to check his corners. JW gets one. Brawlin, what is the second? A quick follow-up onto Nitro. And this is Elige. Unfortunately, yes, you were in a perfect position, but now, as all of the other components of this assault have been taken away by Fnatic, there's nothing he can do. Gives it a good shot, a second for Flusha, and a 7th for Fnatic.
Yeah, that was a 5-on-4 as well. They lose that opening pick, and you feel like that's going to be the round itself. They're going to execute towards A and have no problem whatsoever. Here's the opening frag towards underpass. Crims goes down. You know the connector's probably open at this stage, but JW, he's ready and waiting. And Brawlin, that second kill is just absolutely insane.
Oh, shout out to the observing, by the way. We just got all of the first-person perspective of all of those frags in the mind of Fnatic. But still, just going to be seeing the sidearms, and not a single bit of Kevlar for this one for Liquid. It's going to be an execute and maybe cross their fingers and toes for a plan.
Yeah. Standard smokes and flashes, try and get the bomb down, see if he can find a rifle. We can see Brawlin. That's nice. He's going to buy some time here, doesn't have to overcommit. Just make sure he can deny the bomb going down. And he found the first kill, maybe a couple here. The bomb will be planted. That's okay. There's no point sacrificing rifles to deny that. Like, make sure you keep everyone alive in this sequence. Nitro might be able to get a frag here. There's the orb towards CT spawn, but it's a clean sweep. They're going to buy up next round anyway, so they'll be happy with that. Fnatic will be winning the half at 8-6 at this point. It's the final round coming up next.
Quite the turnaround after the spree that Liquid went on after Fnatic's pistol win and conversion. It was what, 5, I believe? 5-2. And then a response in kind from Fnatic, winning 6 of the last 7 rounds here on the CT side of our final map. Loser goes home, an exit in the semi-final. Winner plays Astralis for the championship. And the chants begin. Yeah. Reality setting in for the home crowd here, for the home team, of course, Team Liquid. down and perhaps going to lose and concede another round here. There is a gap for JW to exploit. However, the flashes are good, and now he can't see anything. Grey screen on grey screen. Forced out. Warning shot is all he's fired so far.
Double orb set up here. Crims with the secondary sniper. Mid control granted towards Liquid here. And here's Brolan. You can see he wants to get stuck in there towards Palace. He wants to see what's going on. Elige making his way up towards Shore, but Flash out been so good so far. Gets the dink, but not much else. A 5-on-4 once again, but Liquid have struggled to convert these. Can Crims make the orb sing here? Holding towards the A side, watching the connector, this time at a distance.
Another smoke. Second one arriving in towards window. The price Elige paid for that battle with flusha is this low HP. It doesn't make that lurker role more appealing. It's going to leave him to his own devices for a while as this assault comes in. I love the off angle here. Naf's going to get caught checking, or is he? He was so ready for that.
Yeah, that's so fast. It's crazy. Crims now will have to show us what he's capable of with the AWP. Good for one frag. It's the final round. They have to go for all this. JW and Golden rotating in, but they're so far away. As JW arrives at the scene of the crime, he can't deny the plan at all. If he gets that shot, maybe there's a chance there. Throws away the AWP, finds the M4. They've left that unspawned on purpose, and Molotov through it. It's not going to be that disastrous. They can still push past that, but still not looking good for Fnatic here on the retake.
Yeah, not at all, especially considering two members of Liquid ready to play the after plan from Connector. Naf still in Palace. Seems to be his home here on the T side, and so it stays as close as it possibly could. No complaints from the Counter-Strike fans, I'm sure plenty from the teams, and that is the second half on its way. The final half of our final semi-final. It is a fantastic close affair between the two, and we're going to see how it concludes after the break.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
So night in the moonlit sky, when the sun comes up, it's our last goodbye. Won't let go, I don't wanna leave paradise. You make everything feel alright. You bring every piece of me to
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to find out who will join Astralis in the grand finals. Liquid and Fnatic locking horns on Mirage. And already, Fnatic looking to go for a rather fast pistol here.
Oh, yes, indeed. It's going to be two smokes set up, and we've got a B stack from Liquid. We saw this in Inferno as well. They had 4 players towards Archie, if you remember. It was a great setup, but this one, anything but. They've only got 1 player on this side of the map. That's going to be Twist. He'll be lying in wait towards CT Spawn, but the smoke will block his vision. Is this the full commitment? It looks likely. He gets a kill for the smoke, though. That buys him some time. He knows they're fully committed at this stage, but he has found an advantage some way, somehow, as the bomb gets planted.
Liquid have got a nice little setup for this retake, not only having 5 men alive, but also a man advantage, kits, and a flash. 2, in fact, for Nitro. From behind, Naf will be start the flank and actually finding connections. Another body drop for Fnatic. This is such a peculiar pistol. Look at the player positions.
We'll see now if that kill is going to be enough. 5 versus 2. It looked like they were done for. They had a 4-man B set up as Twist. He'll find the penultimate kill. It's going to be JW with no options left. P250 and armor, sure, but 14 points of health. That is one of the best retakes you'll see as we manage to find an 8-8 scoreline now. They lost the entire bomb site. It looked like they were done for. That Twist, he just fires off some pop shots here, gets the headshot. Naf at the flank towards T-Spawn as well, and then it's just relentless. They continue their assault and continue to find shot after shot there. The defuse comes in, no problem at all. And the force buy in the second round after the bomb's planted. One cheeky creek in there for Brolan. It's his weapon of choice. Can he open things up towards middle?
Stewie will be just getting info for free. Nice work drawing the shot with his shoulder. So, at a glance, it's hard to see who has the advantage into this round, at least financially. Now, clear. Fnatic do chunk Stewie down. 70 damage dealt. Quick maths.
Very quick.
You like that? Yeah, I know.
Comes to a bit of a standstill, but decent map control. Getting a player towards CPL like this early on in the round is very, very powerful. And you can see the CT's trying to react to that. They know they've lost a massive part of the map. Going to try and push towards this A ramp and see if they can reclaim territory. Pushing towards C-Spawn. Ali's watching the corner as Twist. He'll be challenged by Flusher here. I think Flusher's got the advantage. Not quite. Twist will find him, and that's going to be bringing things back in their favor after losing short.
Some damage dealt does make JW Scout does have a bit more lethality. Sneaking out and completely unspotted. There's the info. Stewie. That's twice. He's got a lot of information for free. Now here comes the bullets. It's this time in favor of Liquid. Twist handling things. And he continues. A complete massacre in favor of Liquid, and they will secure it. They convert the second round safely. And now no sweat into the third.
Absolutely not. That was well held. That was a force buy as well, remember. They didn't really give much away at all. Knowing they'd lost that CPL position here, Twist is getting in there, making sure they can't execute on top of them, making sure they have information at this stage. And then he gets a very valuable position towards the Tetris spot. You can see they're not even checking that area whatsoever. It's now flight to confirm things and maybe even get double digits here, because it's going to be the full eco. You can see PD50's pretty much across the board. We've got Crimson with Desert Eagle, but no armor, no nades. Just going to be trying to find picks if possible, but there shouldn't really be much of a chance of that.
Nice combination. Suppressing fire from Stewie's Krieg. He's managed to pick that one up from Brolan in the round prior. A special treat for Stu, finished off by the nade of his teammate. So this is going to be a 10 for Liquid unless like crazy drama occurs, but it doesn't look promising despite the frag. Oh, damn.
Yeah, not really much left to say about this round, I'm afraid. JW 2 HP, Golden on 5, Flusher 42. They haven't recovered anything, and at this stage they do have the bomb down at T-Spawn. We have one player probing towards B. Just a matter of time before Liquid closes one out. If I can get one more kill, that'd be something, but I'm not even sure how that happens. Bomb still down.
Nothing you can do. Just hoping and praying that a CT will walk into your crosshair. That's the Fnatic mantra into this round. And Flusher, he's been found by Naf, and wow, how does JW get anything out of that with no HP? Into the smoke he goes, or at least using it to obscure his opponent's view of him. So 5 HP Deagle for Golden won't get a chance to even fire a bullet.
Well, there we go. The formalities of the first few rounds out the way. It's going to be 3-0 for Team Liquid after a very successful pistol. The AKs will come out now. Will we see a JW AWP though? I don't think so. It's going to be the AK-47 for him. Bronan, of course, on the Krieg. AWP is Stewie 2K. We said he'd be AWPing more and more on Mirage as the game develops, especially on this CT side. Haven't seen much from Nitro so far. Same story for Stewie. They're both on 6 and 7 kills, respectively. Smokes towards mid, and Stewie 2K. Does he jump up towards shore here?
Ooh. Might have been a bit of an oopsie. Didn't look quite perfect, but instead will extinguish the molly and escape in for a re-peek. Brolan's holding it under the smoke and a first blood draw. Now Fnatic looking to continue to advance on this advantage. JW, however, only doing damage to Nitro. The AWP bullet connects.
So it all comes to a bit of a standstill here. Fnatic technically with the advantage here in the 4-on-4. Nitro, though, the AWP can see flusha. Cognizant of the fact that flanks could be coming through. We saw reactive play from Liquid before. That was towards the A ramp, but now he's considering the possibility of a Palace push, but nothing there for now. 3 players towards A. Nitro, solo hold, and the B bomb site. Plenty of time here, trying to remove that vision. Good connect to smoke just to gain control.
They've only got one more smoke grenade for this T round, excuse me. And Golden's actually popped himself into the smoke. Now, if he was a little more to the right, he would have blocked the light, but not to be. Instead, 3 versus 3. Small poem by Alex Richardson, H26.
Plan to come through. I don't think NAF can do anything about this. Fnatic have managed to get themselves right back in the round. Nitro, he'll be on the other side of the map. They've already found him there. Well, JW did at least. And it's going to be Fnatic bringing this back towards that A site. Good smokes down. And as he said, they only had one of those remaining. They use it towards CT spawn. It's very effective. They find all the kills required. And they bring the scoreline closer now, 10-9. We said it'd be a close one. It's suddenly delivering. Money in terms of Liquid setup. They've got 2K on Nitro and NAF. 1,800 for Twist. And here's the replay of Crims just getting it done with the Krieg here. So many great moments to this weapon over the course of the tournament. Nice spray control from
He was
flusha.
spraying?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So they go for the force buy here. Now this is a big play. What a gamble. Knowing that the money's pretty weak on the Fnatic side, they're going to have to do something pretty astonishing at this point. That nade's not bad to kick things off, taking Broline down to 40 HP, but he continues his pressure towards Shaw, but Stewie finds the frag.
And now Elige wants to press the issue, advancing into middle and gets another frag. With only one rifle still in play, Liquid have still got a shot at this. Maybe, just maybe, Stewie might want to consider getting that M4 into someone with a little more health. Currently, though, he can take safe fights from his window, especially just watching for that window boost. Bomb towards the entrance into the B side of Mirage, and that's where they are headed.
Flashbangs available, Molotovs for the van. Can certainly bring this round back. This was the force buy, remember, for Liquid. 2 rifles, 3 pistols. Currently sits in a 4 versus 3. Woman on the clock. I dare say let's go for a contact play off this. Molotov's deployed. That's their cue to go. And Stewie2K is ready and waiting with the rifle. The CZ doing great damage as well. That's the bomb going down and scrambling towards the side now. flusha just outmaneuvered by the CTs waiting on the bomb side there. They've done considerable damage, but overall JW left in a 4 versus 3 now. Let's see whether he can actually do this.
Oh, you can hear the steps. He knows they're advancing. Twist will do enough alongside Stewie, who gets 3. He had 20 HP for 2 of those, Henry.
Yeah, that's right.
That's lovely survivability from him, and also just the team synergy in order to set him up, not making sure he was not the first contact on any of the fights after that.
This is where it all began, managing to get that kill towards Short and Nitro. He positioned himself so well that the bomb gets dropped, and Stewie2K, agile on the map, moving around, nailing the shots required there, and that was a force by such a gamble to take, but it's worked out fantastically well for them. Now the pressure applied towards Fnatic, 11-9 down. They're going to force by themselves. You see the scout come through, and Sprolan on the Krieg, and I think they've taken a tactical timeout. Indeed, they have. 4-1 in favor of Liquid in the second half. Force buy was dangerous to say the least, but they make it work.
Yeah, I mean, that is quite the risk to be taking at this stage in the game, in this
Map 3.
stage of a tournament. Wow, Liquid, it pays off, and it pays huge dividends. You can see not only do they come into the next round with a full buy, but the buy consists of 3 saved weapons that from the T Arsenal, Krieg, 2 AK. That one-tap potential, and of course you want to put it on your hard hitters. You got NAF on that as alongside Elige, both robots in the server. Mechanical aim. Doesn't look too bad, actually, for Fnatic with this force. Now it's all, the dust has settled and the timeout's been taken. It's utility that took the hardest hit.
Yeah, indeed. They've only got a few smokes out there. JW just a flashbang on that scout. Big advantages here for Liquid, but certainly a serviceable setup here from Fnatic. They can make this one work, and the scout has been doing tremendous work for JW throughout this tournament. Like, surprising how good he's been with that weapon.
Yeah, no, truly. Only a few players feel comfortable enough to be pulling it out on such a consistent basis. He's one of them.
That's Nitro, full B apartments control, by the way. He smoked them off, and now he can set himself up to a position where they're going to have to fully commit with flashbangs and try and push their way back, so they can actually gamble towards the A-bomb side at this stage. You've got 3 players there. Stewie2K, joined by Elige and Twists. A powerful setup, especially with Twists with the Krieg.
The only chink in the armor at that point is going to be middle. Of course, you can't hit B through that short, and at the moment the responsibility has fallen to NAF. No smoke, but a Molotov if he has to. And oh, Cat caught playing anti-flash, but still no frag. The nade might finish him off, though. Crims is low and just gets chinked down even lower. Down now to 10 HP as more bullets hit him, but he's found twists, and now back and forth we go. Elige towards the ramp. It's exceptional! How does he find 3? Now Nitro is going to be finding just the 1, but the damage is done. JW's got nothing. Just that Glock. It does upgrade, though, into the M4. Scout on the floor. Chance into the first, but can't even finish it. Elige, you are ridiculous.
I can't even describe how good that is, Alex. Like, it looked like, yeah, 1 kill, sure, that's possible, but how the hell do you get the second there? We've got to look at that one again. He's so good at the game. AK-47 in hand, that doesn't look human.
Come on. I mean, admittedly, it's softened up to the 10 HP Crims, but that transfer is just beautiful to watch. Counter-Strike continuing to be the most beautiful game when played to a degree like that. Beautiful stuff. Let's see if he's going to run with this momentum, just trying to throw some bullets towards the mid-cross. Was a little late on his arrival, and now they're already charging down middle. Stewie, I'm not sure that smoke's going to keep them at bay. They may want to go through it. Good shots to JW's cross on short, but still nobody's dropped. Fnatic just on the pistols here. No Kev apart from that was Crims' Kevlar, now shattered. And so it is the Fnatic dreams of finding the 10th round here. This will be 13 for Liquid. Hopeful taps from flusha.
Yeah, so patient.
Yeah.
Not going to be working out for them. Another clean sweep for Liquid here. 13-9. And our third and final map. They're looking in good stead to go to the grand final here. That was the eco, however. Fnatic still have a few lives left. Orps out with JW. Haven't seen much of this on the T side so far. 18 kills to his name. Top fragging for Fnatic. And maybe those go to the set pieces at this point.
Yeah. Perhaps it's time. Gotten so far on that CT side, but with just 1 round to show for their T side so far, so deep into it. Round 23 now. You can't help but feel it's time for it to go back to the drawing board just a little bit. Great fragging from the stars of the show, JW and Crims delivering here on Mirage, our 3rd map of this spectacular semi. He's jumping, he's scoping. If anyone's close, the calls come in. And Stewie's already caught the extension. Crims was the first one out. Maybe wanted to top down a position, but look at the frags coming in favor of Liquid, and they continue. This time Twists willing to take the duel. The bomb's now loose. flusha and Golden. Golden could maybe retrieve that bomb. That smoke may even aid his escape if he wanted to do so, but instead he stands his ground, and he's got a good understanding of where the fight would come from. Wasn't ready for the repeat of Elige. And now flusha.
Yeah, not really much you can do with this one, Alex. They tried the contact play towards the A side, but completely outgunned and outdueled there in every single facet of the exchange. It will be flusha. Watching a 4 versus 1. Yeah, he could definitely bring that to the table.
40 seconds. He's procedurally clearing.
He's going for it.
Yeah, he's got the bomb on this site. Will start to reveal his location, but Twists doesn't look like he's going to survive that one. Oh, just about. Heard the sound cue enough. Switches it up to the AWP and likely just going to keep hold of that one. Hold himself in this safe haven, this warehouse.
I don't think he can, though, because Nitro's coming in from T-Spawn. They know exactly where he is. They've got 18 seconds just to lock him in that position. Nitro's confirmed he hasn't left yet, so they're getting themselves up top towards the Palace position. Now here now. He actually did it right. Now flies down to 28. He's got another one as well. Surely he goes down. What's going on here?
5 seconds. The round isn't his, but my God, the style points are another one pushing in close. It's Nitro and flusha.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. He makes this AWPing just look like fluid up against Liquid, no less.
Nitro could have challenged that earlier, but he wanted to run the clock down to 0 to make sure flusha had no money going forward. Ultimately, just gives him another kill. Somehow he survives that one. I have no idea how he pulls that one off. He gives him a lifeline going forward. Sure, they're 49 down. At least they have the AWP still. That's tenacity personified.
Yeah, I'll tell you now, they wouldn't have been able to afford the AWP had he not saved this.
They must have flashed each other as well. Elige came through there completely blind.
But like, it's almost like he sussed it out. He knew that he wasn't going to be able to escape, so he knew he'd have to take the fight, bring the fight to them on Palace. But the fact that he gets 2, the flash is getting awkward for Liquid. However, the score is not. 14 now to 9. They are 2 rounds away from the grand finals versus the Great Danes of Astralis. The Swedes now desperate to find their 2nd round on this T-side Mirage. Now, what if that flusha AWPing continues into this? Because that's pretty much their best bet given the bye.
They would have had nothing without that AWP being saved. Had he died there to Nitro after the timer, he would have $950 right now. He'd have nothing else really to work with, but he has the AWP. They are going to take a partial buy, actually. They're not going to invest everything they've got. So they're going to try and save some money going forward. But Stewie2K, this time changing things up. He goes towards that Palace position and gives flusha a taste of his own medicine. And it's going to be a 5-on-4 very quickly indeed. And that's the AWP removed, but can it be retrieved?
That is a very good question. Stewie's aggression, they're going to have to be paranoid. Maybe even invest utility, which they just do not have. So instead, they'll just send JW a Deagle and armor, and he goes loud. Just wants to get the answer quickly. Whether or not it was being contested, it was not. And a second bite of the cherry for Fnatic, already with the man disadvantage. Love the proactive push from Stewie. Just as they knew that Fnatic were running out of options, he arrives.
They've kind of run out as well at this point because they got one smoke, one flash. They have recovered the AWP, but just whistling down that clock. Liquid are happy to be patient at this stage. Stewie2K holds towards CT spawn. Got his teammate switch towards that Palace position. Doesn't need him though. The orb's connecting left, right, and center. It's Crims waiting in that connector. He does well on the CT side, but can't replicate it here in round number 24. Brolan left in a 5 versus 1. That's going to be series point.
Semi-final. Could very well be Liquids, and they've done it with great style here in the second half of our final map.
They've only given up 1 round in the second half.
CT specialists, good damage dealt. Keeps Stewie honest, forces him back, but the kill is Twists. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds in a row is what the order is for Fnatic.
But remember, they didn't force buy there. They still have some residual cash. With the lost bonus coming through, they will have at least a full buy going forward. The AWP shut down quickly by Stewie2K. Pretty much shut down the round completely. 5 rifles. A chance coming through to send them home, apparently. That's exactly what they're going to try and do now. They've got 6 opportunities to do so. And now this does look like the set piece. 4 players towards the ARAM, just 1 player waiting towards top and middle. That's going to be JW. 1 round will do it. Astralis versus Liquid in the final. A tantalizing prospect. The first push comes through and it's successful. Brolan gets the kill.
Yeah, he got caught on the quick switch and can't quite stabilize enough. It's Golden to keep the trades going in favor of Fnatic. 4 men versus 3. The rotate coming in from CT, the smoke will stand for this plant, and there's nothing that NAF can do about it. A couple of bullets perhaps, and they don't connect. Molotov in kind. Golden, are you going aggressive with that health? He is. Realizing his mistake, perhaps he looks to cower just a little bit. Tagged up, but it's Crim still going, and that is going to be the 10th then for Fnatic. They confirm it with a quick flurry of frags. And so 15 then to 10. Fnatic, they passed the first test, 5 more to go, and Liquid, they will be able to present essentially a full buy. Drops to AWP, I believe, is all they need to do. Look at this from Crims. Unfazed, undaunted by the low HP, and he even gets another one here.
Oh, great shots coming through those Kriegs there. I like that from Brolan. The smoke was down. The surprise element with the flashbang over the top. He sneaks out of the smoke there, finds the opening pick, and they fully commit at that stage. Like you said, it's a full buy, but there are compromises to be made. Twist will have the FAMAS here. If Fnatic can win this round, they might be onto something. Overtime could be a possibility here. There's certainly a team capable of doing so.
Oh, Twists. He's going to have a fight with flusha, and he wins it. Now advancing into Palace. What is Brolan doing? He's been caught in the open. He was in limbo, fully flashed, and now 3 frags away, 2 frags away, 1 frag away. Liquid are off to the grand finals. Counter-Strike. We'll see Astralis versus Liquid one more time in 2019. It's confirmed with a frag from Twists.
Yeah, that's such a fantastic performance on the CT side. It started off really roughly here for Team Liquid. Remember Overpass, they looked like they were out of their depth. They were 9-0 down. It seemingly didn't turn up to this semi-final whatsoever. Stewie2K couldn't get fragging at all. A few key names were missing, but they bounced back. Inferno was theirs. That was a clinical performance, and they brought that over to Mirage as well. 8-7 in the first half. We thought we'd see the full distance here. We didn't quite get that, but you've got to respect what Liquid did on their CT side there. Not many teams can touch that.
No, I mean, not many teams can make Fnatic's T side look so difficult. I mean, like, normally they can just walk into a site demanding that respect, and you can see that some incredible coordination between Team Liquid made that CT side look so good. How many times did you see a player being flashed in? You see the assist in the feed every single round. It's not just the Liquid mechanical skill that's clearly there. We get examples of that all the time, but it's the coordination that has been rejuvenated and redeveloped from their break.
That coordination especially was evident on the rounds they lost advantages. 5-on-4s, right? When you're pushing a ramp and they're making sure they get those territory back at least so they can actually find places on the map where they can actually win the round and secure things and funnel them into the other side.
Get
of the
the
arrow.
information in order to put the resources in the right place at the right time, which does, I mean, sure, we're talking about how CT side should be played, but they're doing it, and they're doing it so consistently, so well against the world's best. Fnatic, I would like to just take a moment to reflect on their run.
Yes.
This 2019 finish for Fnatic, it does feel rather romantic. I do feel like there's more to be seen from Fnatic coming into next year, and we've got another brutal top 5 contender.
This is just a sign of things to come.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've seen Fnatic, wow, from a tactical point of view, look amazing. The individuals are turning up. Sure, they didn't get it done in the semi-final, but they took down some massive scalps on their way here. They certainly turned some heads. And Fnatic are normally one of those teams where you come into the tournament like, oh, they might be able to perform. They might have a couple of best of breeds that are
I think
interesting.
that narrative is changing.
No,
man.
absolutely. I think it is as well. And I feel like this is just the first step in their process of becoming a world-class team. Someone who can actually be a dominant force every single tournament and have the tactics and map pool to go with it.
Yeah, they're on their way, but a team that have already taken a step in that direction, a huge leap into the grand finals, is Liquid, and they're standing by with Sue now.
Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations, Nitro. Team Liquid are back in the grand finals here on home turf. Wow, Nitro, it's been about 4 months since we saw you guys in the grand finals, 11th grand final, but it's been no secret that Liquid has been fighting to get that pre-major form back once again. What is it like to see the fruit of that effort pay off here in Dallas?
It feels really good, to be honest. We've been struggling, obviously, and I don't know, it just feels really good to win finally again. And we knew that going into this tournament, we had very good vibes within the team and stuff, and we're feeling like we were before the break, and I don't know, it just feels very good right now.
Speaking of good vibes, the team was definitely tested in keeping that energy up as we saw on that first map. Fnatic win very, very one-sidedly. So what did it take to sort of rally the team back together to come back on the next map?
Whenever we passed, we just weren't playing how we practiced necessarily, and I don't know, we were just playing like afraid, I guess, and we realized that, and going to the next 2 maps, we're gonna have to put our foot down and show some aggression, and that's what we did.
Indeed, because you took it all the way to that 3rd map, and it was a really good start from Team Liquid until that crazy round where we saw JW get 4 kills with his Deagle. So we saw Fnatic start to pull some rounds back. What was going through your mind?
I don't know, like honestly, both maps are really close, and they have like a very unique style. Like we scrimmed them on Mirage the day before we started the tournament, and it was a very close map there as well. And I don't know, the way they play is like, it's unpredictable, and we just have to try our best to have good reads on the game. That's what we did.
Well, that's amazing to see, because now you're in the grand finals, and it's going to be against Astralis. Astralis Team Liquid was the matchup everyone was looking forward to at the major, but since then it has been the Danes that have been winning non-stop. But now with this reinvigorated Liquid, do you think you guys can take them down?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think we've actually been working on our map pool a lot since the major and whatnot, and I think it's going to be a very close match, yeah.
I think the Liquid fans are happy to hear that. Congratulations once again, as Team Liquid will be moving forward to the grand finals. Freya, back to you.
Thank you so much for that one, Sue. It's incredible to get to hear from the guys from Liquids up on the stage. And what an amazing performance from them to take it back in their favor.
Oh, really? It really was fantastic. I mean, what more can you say? Like, the whole match was fantastic. It's so good that these last 2 maps definitely delivered. The first one was like such a stomp in one way. It just looked like, you know, Fnatic totally had this. But they look awesome. They look like vintage Fnatic. And I love that he mentioned that they were unpredictable and they did their best to try to read, because that's classic Fnatic, and he did a good job of avoiding them on anti-ecos. That was actually, I think, a pivotal point in the match for Liquid on multiple times.
Yeah, like Liquid was playing so good on the last half air. Like when we were looking at it, and especially with that freaking 3K spray transfer that Leash was doing, you know, they were unstoppable basically.
And all these highlights brought to you by NVIDIA. I love being able to look at this scoreboard. Elige was at the top there with 92 ADR, 21 kills. Wow. He was bringing out some incredible form, wasn't he?
Man, that was a Nico clip from A ramp, that spray transfer 3K. The first kill, he had to turn to hit the shot, and then he hit the spray transfer top of the stairs. And that round was a really momentum-defining round in the second half. It was near the end. And I mean, that was sick. And it's so good that it's so reflective of how good the map went for Liquid.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they looked so phenomenal. I kind of want to pick up on that round because, as you said, it was a Nico-esque round, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just very precise. It was super good. Great performance.
Yeah, No, basically, like, I didn't hear you. That's the problem. So I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, exactly. We saw some phenomenal gameplay from them. Fnatic, though, it wasn't like they were down and out, was it?
Sorry?
It wasn't as though Fnatic was down and out though in that grand
No,
final.
not by any means. I mean, that like it's like it feels exactly like 2015 because it just feels like a lot of Fnatic's rounds aren't predicated on like an overarching picture of like something they're trying to draw. Instead, it feels like they're almost flying by the seat of their pants all the time. They're making a good read, but then again, a lot of it comes down to mid-rounding, and they just are. It's like their unlimited amount of creativity that makes their comes back so special, and that's what makes it so hard to try to keep momentum when you're on the other team, because it feels like they do something different almost every single round on a map that they like always play, like, or just on an individual level, like JW and Flusha. It feels like they find a new way. Actually, you're very good at this too. It's like you'll take a 1v1 and then you're very like creative when it comes to finding a new way to play a 1v1 that we've done 1,000 times, and I think that's what sets those players apart.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Flush and JW are so like really good on those things specifically, mostly because they've been playing for so long time, and especially being on the top for such a long time as well. And it's fantastic to see them back in that similar form in 2015, 2016, when they were like that dominant, and it's especially individual. And regarding the game, I mean, in the end there, it just seemed like Fnatic got at least some spark in them after JW winning that 1v3 like eco clutch there. But in the same time, like Liquid basically had, went opposite, and yes, we're showing they were the better team on the second half, and especially on that City Piston round where they did like the retake, and NAF came behind and spotted 3 guys. When they were like trying to like run around the con, they were basically, they know exactly where everyone was. Elise was putting everything good on the A side, and then with one round they specifically were stacking on A, and then like everyone from Fnatic was coming up con, so they basically won the round for free because they almost had the read, but then it became that they were supposed to be rotated to B, but like 5 more seconds they were probably not going to be there anymore, but then Fnatic was already opposite. It looked like it was like they knew they're going to come up, but it was just a matter of time before they're going to swap bomb sites at least.
Right.
Yes, exactly. And of course, we'll be seeing Liquid going head-to-head with Astralis tomorrow in our grand final. But that doesn't mean to say that there weren't some amazing plays from Fnatic and that. Chris, you picked one up for a demo. Can you preface what is going into this highlight?
Well, since I'm a Swede, I have to take this one out, mostly because this is a beautiful round. I mean, of course, this is not something special in it because it's against the eco, but this is a beautiful part with it, is that Flusha actually went for almost a full eco. So he's actually only having his pistol in the beginning with 3 Glock headshots from that distance, first of all, against 3 people, picks up a USP, and finish off the round with like finding one who's actually hiding behind like on the pipe side there. So he's not even like, he hasn't even spotted him, and then all of a sudden he finds him, and then just like 2 bullets to him in heaven there, and then like ace it. It's just like a easy, beautiful round when you look about it, and it's like, wait, but it's just still an eco ace? No. Like, look on how beautiful CS that is. Mostly because he just knows where everyone is, and he just played it perfectly.
The score was 5-12. They won the round, and he has a Glock, and he's just killing people who have USPs. Like, he could just upgrade to anything, like make some money. But like Fnatic have confidence. I feel like Fnatic, like they extend the leash for their players to do whatever to do things like that, to just try things, and that's a nice environment to be in, right? That breeds creativity.
Exactly, and I mean, it wouldn't be anybody other than Flusha making a play like that, would it? But let's take a look at our head-to-heads. We highlighted 2 players. Before we went into this semi-final matchup, I'm going to take a look at how their stats compare after this series. There was actually 2 players that were very, very close coming out of it, even though obviously Stewie from the winning side, Liquid, but Brolin still looked so good in some of these early games.
Yeah, he did, yes. And I think this is, again, over time, so it's just like, or is this just, this put it with just this series, maybe?
Yes, yeah, just a series, yeah.
Just wanted to say, yeah. So, yeah, I think we looked at it coming in and here and now, and I guess they both had better series outside of today, like in terms of Brolin basically the whole tournament. Stewie played less matches because they got into the semifinals a little bit easier. But yeah, the same can be said about both of them.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's the cool part with Stewie, was that he didn't really was there on the overpass at all. Like, he was kind of invisible. But then it became, for the last 2 maps, he was on Inferno, especially with Naf there on the B side, he changed it completely. Of course, he died a little bit. We were discussing he had like 17, 15. Like, of course, it's like, it doesn't really, like, it's not a bragging number, like, oh, I mean, he had only +2, for example, just stats-wise. But so much he did specifically for the C2 side at the beginning that made it different for everyone else to step up their game.
Yeah, I would say, like, I believe firmly, like, Stewie is just, he dies a lot, but he's not, like, he is a complete impact player. Like, he's not actually the player that chases down ecos. He's just a player who dies a lot because he, like, he plays aggressively on the rifle rounds, like, for reasons that he believes will help the team. It's like, you know, and sometimes you can't pull off those plays, but, like, yeah, I've heard a comparison with this Stewie. It was like Stewie and Shroud that a player said, where when they were playing on the same team, he said, well, once I played against Shroud, and Shroud would hold down a site, and when he would play it, he never really, like, spam the smokes or, like, put ply pressure or throw nades, and then as soon as he started killing him too much, Stewie took his place, and he was spamming everything. He was shooting through the smoke. He was throwing nades. He was pushing all the time, and he was like, that's how you do it, man. He's like, if you have aim as good as Stewie or Shroud, you play a lot more aggressively, and I think that's much appreciated amongst the pros. I think he's like a player's player.
Yes, exactly that. And I think it is about time to take a look at our HyperX X factor of the match. Again, there were so many clips that this could have been. Gentlemen, do you want to take any guesses to what it could have been?
What if we see the Flesha clip again?
It might be.
Oh, is this the...
Oh, it's the Brolin, 11-9 here, coming up together with the SG. And A splits were the name of the game here for both teams. This is Liege, though, to get the 3K spray down. There it is. That spray transfer is so damn fast.
So beautiful.
Unbelievable. Even that first kill, we were looking at it from Flesha's POV, and it looked like Flesha had him dead to rights.
Yeah.
He turned 45 degrees, instant headshot, and that's the round. That's like a turning point. It was like 11-9. So that's a round where Fnatic could have won from.
I mean, seeing from beginning when they actually got 2 entries there when they're going up
That
against
too,
A,
yeah.
and then Elias is like basically alone and needs help. And
You hate
like,
that spot when you don't have connector control, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
but then you think about it, like he wasn't even looking against Slope in the beginning, and then like just because he made one step like there, Flasha, he just turned, kills him like pretty decently, and then like that transfer in the end, like, like if I was sitting and playing and I actually was the guy on stairs there, I would be like face palming or like a little bit angry mostly
Yeah,
because
like break something. Yeah.
yeah, because like that really tilts you as a player, but specifically when you know where the guy is. Some of the players have already hit him a little bit, and you're like, well, now it's me, like finish off the work, you know. But then like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm just another notch in the belt. Yeah, feels really good.
Exactly. Well, and I think it's pretty interesting what you said there, Launders. It was a turning point for Liquid, rather.
Yeah.
When
And it
they
could have
kind
been
of
for
found their
Fnatic,
momentum. Yeah, exactly. And it seemed like they just built on that momentum, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was a
I think like the big takeaway though, just before Fnatic actually leave, I would say like in any prediction in the future, I feel like I could never write them out in the same way that I could with 2 other teams, where you can kind of break down why the one will beat the other. Fnatic right now look like that team that is just going to be too hard to ever just say like these are the reasons they'll lose. It feels like you have to watch the match first to come to a conclusion to see if they're all playing well, because they just have that high level of skill.
Yes, exactly. Commiserations to Fnatic. They will be heading home, but not without a valiant effort. Let's take a look at our bracket recap to give you guys a recap of what went down today. We are seeing our 2 grand finalist teams. We literally could not have asked for a better grand final. Astralis going head-to-head with Hometown Heroes Team Liquid. Obviously, Fnatic falling to Team Liquid in that last matchup, and Evil Geniuses falling to Astralis earlier on in the day. But we literally got every single round out of these matchups. We could not have asked for more from these 2 best-of-3s. And going into tomorrow, of course, we will have our show match for you guys to be watching before our grand final at 3 p.m. You guys do not want to miss out on this. It's going to be an amazing grand final, isn't it, guys?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, like, even if you look at the bracket now, after you looked at the group stage, it was every favorite won, and then here, the 2 favorites technically won, at least by ranking, right? So, number 1 and 3 are going to go head-to-head.
Well, we finally gonna get that game, you know, before the end of the year.
Yeah. Oh wait, sorry. Are Liquid ranked number 4?
They're number 4, yeah.
Oh, they're number
Fnatic
4.
is 3,
Okay,
yeah.
so technically one
So
upset. Yeah.
Liquid can climb back, basically.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean,
You would imagine this is weighted as like the heaviest possible because of the teams here.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, everyone is going to be remembering this year, you know, in the beginning, Astralis was there still that dominant from last year, and then it pretty much started taking their more breaks, and then, like, Liquid is, like, rising up a little bit there. So everyone has basically been talking the rest of this, like, 6 months or something, like, both of those teams. So it's finally we're going to have another chance to see them in a final before the end of this year, and who knows, I mean... I think it's 55-45 to Astralis though.
Yeah, just barely, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be an incredibly close and exciting matchup. But the fun doesn't stop here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you head on over to caffeine.tv/FaceIt. We'll be having the ECS After Dark show hosted by Parl. He has got a whole host of special guests joining him up on that very stage. So you guys, you don't want to miss out. Head on over to caffeine.tv to catch that. But I think all there is left to say, gentlemen, is thank you so much for joining me up here on the desk for semi-final Saturday. And we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow for Championship Sunday.